Hey, what's up? It's Jason Sircone, and this is Podcasting Strategy Simplified. I've got another question on the table to answer for you today. That question is, should my podcast be more focused on education, entertainment, or authority building? To answer this question, it really comes down to strategy. What do you want your podcast to accomplish? What are you looking to achieve with your show? If you are looking to entertain the masses and do something that puts an entertaining product in front of your people, then of course, lean towards entertainment. But if you're looking to educate your audience and you want to give them something that they can walk away with, feeling like they've grown, even if it's just a slight bit, you want them to leave your podcast with an actionable strategy that they can apply to whatever they're doing. Then, of course, the answer is education. In doing that, in my opinion, if you are consistently bringing educational value to your audience, that's going to establish your authority in your space. So, in essence, with that approach, you're killing two birds with one stone. But the big answer to this question is I believe that you can do all three. I can't remember listening to a podcast that sounded like, and that, boy, am I going to date myself here, but if you remember the show The Wonder Years, Ben Stein was the science teacher on The Wonder Years, and he talked with this very droll, very methodical, very monotone voice as he taught. Now, if you're listening to a podcast, do you get a lot out of that type of approach and that type of delivery? Probably not. So I believe that you can do all three of those things in one fell swoop. Now, when you look at I'll use my show as an example. When you look at how this show is laid out, I'm not saying that I'm always the most entertaining guy. I like to think that I'm more laid back than some, maybe not as laid back as others, but I like to come at podcasting with a very relaxed approach. Podcasting is not rocket surgery. It's not brain science. Podcasting is fun, but at the same time, podcasting needs to be treated seriously. So I believe that you can interweave entertainment, you can interweave education, and in doing all of that, it's naturally going to help build your authority. So look at your podcast, and I say even before you look at your podcast, if you're in that initial planning phase, you have to ask yourself the question, what do I want this podcast to accomplish? I've been doing this for many years now, over a decade at this point. So I'm very comfortable and very relaxed when I'm on the microphone. If you're brand new to this, you may need some time to get that confidence built. That only comes from being consistent and putting in the reps. So think about where you want to go and think about who you are as a person. And more than likely, you've got an engaging personality in some way, shape, or form, meaning that you are going to make a connection with the right people. So as you're building your content, you do have to have a clear vision of what you want to accomplish. But when it comes to determining whether your show should be educational, whether your show should be entertainment, or it should be authority building, I firmly believe that when you put your personality into things and you start to get confidence in your voice and in your message and in your delivery, you can be entertaining, you can have an educational slant to things, and you can build authority at the same time. So to put a bow on this question, I don't think you have to rule out two of the three and just go at one of them. I believe focusing on who you are and having your personality in play, it's going to help attract the right people. At the end of the day, when people listen to podcasts, they're not just listening to podcasts, they're listening to people. They're listening to people who have something to say that they can resonate with. And people that have that same personality as you, and they can find value in what they have to say, that's going to keep them coming back for the next episode and the next episode and the next episode. And that's going to allow you to grow and make the most of your podcast. So to answer the question, should you be entertainment? Should you be education? Should you be authority building? Yes. Do it with your personality. Inject the wisdom that you need to inject. Be an entertaining force in the podcast space, and the right people are going to see you as an authority. That's going to do it for this installment of Podcasting Strategy Simplified. If you would like to submit a question for this series, simply visit speakpipe.com/simplified, and you can send me a voice note of the question that you would like me to answer. Until our paths cross again on the next episode, my name is Jason Sircone, reminding you that podcasting isn't easy, but it doesn't need to be complicated. I'll see you next time.